Devotions for our team it's a time for us to bring our focus back to what really matters. Ephesians 5:1 calls us to be imitators of God, and we do that through our actions. I often ask the guys after a game, what did you learn during the game? And it was interesting. After the game this week, one of the guys said, I learned that winning doesn't feel any different than losing. And that really means that we've brought focus to our team, and what really matters is our focus on God.
About 3 or 4 years ago, the pastor asked me to start doing devotions for our teams. And it has just grown our teams from having 1 team to 2 teams, and now we're up to 4. I've seen lives touched. I've even had some gentlemen come up to me and say, if you can't do one, I'd be happy to do it for you, and that means a lot to me. I ask if anybody wants to pray before or after, and people have been stepping up, so that makes me feel good that people want to talk to God.
I believe it plants a seed in their guys' minds that normally wouldn't be there. Whenever they go to church, a lot of times they're hearing the pastor up there for an hour and they lose their train of thought, and minds wander. But here for that devotional time, you got that 5 minutes where they can fully concentrate, and it's not a scholar or someone with a degree in theology who's teaching them. It's a normal, it's a mechanic, a fireman, a policeman, someone they can relate to. And I think that helps them better, to listen and realize, hey, that this guy's just like me. And so I think they can grasp it a little bit better.
At first I was kind of skeptical. I was kind of wondering, what's this going to be about, because we had never done that before. And from the first night of doing it, I saw how guys responded and how our team became closer and how we gelled as a team, how we could pour ourselves into each other's lives. Just hearing guys' problems they had, and we could pray together. And just that 5 to 10, 15 minutes that we spent together just made it worth the whole night, worth it to me, more so than even the game. When Mike had come back and said that we were going to make it a mandatory thing for the league to do, I said it was brilliant. It's the best thing our league has done, and I pray that everybody is on board with it.
The first case that comes to my mind is, I guess it's been probably 3 years ago now. We had a guy on our team that had just started coming to play with us. He had gone to high school with one of our other guys, and he made that connection, was looking for some friendships, looking for relationships. His house was struck with lightning and lost a lot, aside from the peace of mind, but so many possessions. And there were 3 of us that showed up at his house that night at midnight in the middle of the pouring rain. And we were just there with him to help walk him through that. We were with him throughout the process of rebuilding and painting and getting their life back together and giving them things to help carry them through. That's someone that was coming for relationship and found so much more. He'll tell you that he found brothers when he was expecting just to come play softball.
I want to say that not just one life has changed, but I'd say everybody on the team has been changed. God brought together a group of people that didn't know each other at all at the beginning of the season. And early on, we got together as coaches and we just prayed and asked God to draw people together. And it was really cool to see God bring over 25 people to play on our team. And I want to say that those lives have all been changed because those people didn't know each other at the beginning of the season. But now after each devotion, we all gather together and they're open to share each other hurts and things that they're dealing with in life.
Yeah, this league is incredible. I think with people that are used to playing really competitively growing up. I mean, you see things on TV and growing up playing high school and college ball. When they come here, you start to exercise a little bit of discipline, controlling yourself a little more, and then you start seeing it in other areas of life where it seeps over. I think that's where the biggest change that I've seen with people.
Well, we have probably about 7 guys on the team right now who softball has impacted their life in some way or another, that may be going to church even without softball, but softball has gotten them there, and now they're there every Sunday. We have our big first baseman who is a guy who came just to play softball, and now he's there every Sunday at church. He sings in the choir. His family's there. He takes up almost a whole pew with his family.
Church softball has really given us a great chance for the guys to come together and fellowship and really get to know each other in a different setting, and just it's just a great men's ministry for our men's team. And with the co-ed, it's really helped just bring people from different churches together and just try to strengthen that fellowship and hopefully get everyone excited and everything about going to church.
It is
grown and it has helped. Our softball teams, like I said, went from 1, now we're up to 4. I bet you half a dozen to 10 people that just started since this February, and they're there not every Sunday, but they're at least there 2 Sundays, and it's fantastic, and they're having a blast. I'm having a blast. I'm not playing as much this year, but that doesn't mean I'm still having a blast coaching these teams and doing what I think I'm supposed to do.
Church softball has, I think, brought our church closer together. Anybody that comes to the games out here when West End's playing will see that there's really not a night where we have more players on the field than we have fans. We easily get 20 fans to every game that we have, and it's a chance where they can come out of the church setting and just talk life to different people, you know, from the church, where normally that conversation may not be struck up in church, but in this setting, there's so much more they can talk about and get deeper into stuff.
Church softball has increased the attendance of our church. It's increased the people that are coming to our church. We do have people that are coming strictly for the purpose of playing softball, and I know that through the relationships that they build, through our times of devotion, and through just being around the right group of guys, that they're going to find that they experience so much more. And I know that we're going to continue to see lives come to know Christ through something as simple as a game of softball.
One last thing I would like to say, I thank you to the Kelbaugh family for what they do. The time that they spend here every summer, the lives that they touch is fantastic, so thank you.
I just want to express my thanks to Mike and Sabrina and their family, just for the love that they pour out on each and every person in this league and the teams, and how much time they spend here, how much time Mike spends working on the fields, how much time Sabrina spends in the concession stand, getting the stuff together for the concession stand. I love you guys, and I just pray that that you get the support you need, and I just love you, and I thank you for everything.
I just want to say thank you to Mike and Sabrina for all the time that they put into this league, for the heart that they have, for their obedience to following God's will. Thank you for making this vehicle possible so that we as coaches, myself included, have the opportunity to impact people's lives through this game of softball.
I'd like to say thank you to Mike. You know, I believe I was with Mike whenever he started in softball. I know it's been a long road, and for him to stick with it as much as he has and to build it into what it is built into took so much time, and that's where I want to thank Sabrina, because she had to put up with this through the years, and she still puts up with it. The amount of time that family spends out here is just incredible. So I want to thank Mike and Sabrina for what you guys do, and I want to thank all the other coaches in the league, because being a coach, I realize the time that you have to put into it and some of the stresses that it brings, just trying to get the money together, trying to get players together, and then, you know, some of the things that just goes with that many players depending on you and trusting you and coming to you whenever they have issues. So thank you for all the coaches out there for stepping up doing that job.